Ah, you found your way. Good. I decided there wasn't much point in staying with the flyer. It's not going to get much worse in my opinion. Here, I salvaged this gem out of some sort of power source. I imagine you will have some use for it. Now that we're here, we should see if anyone knows anything about flyers. Maybe whoever is in charge of the town can help us get underway again. I will stay here at this new camp unless you need me. It seems like a good enough place to base ourselves out of.
I can't believe Two Rivers is gone. It was home. The people there were the only family I've known. And now, they're all gone.
I understand, Dawnstar, but the path you are on may lead to even darker places. You must prepare yourself.
I don't want to think like that. We will set things right. We have to.
Returning your friends was never an option, but there are a great many more things that you can lose.
Is there anything you need? I'll do whatever I can to help. No, I didn't have anything pressing on my mind, although your company is always welcome. We seem so far from anything familiar. Strange enemies, troubling plots. I will be glad when we can leave this place to find Master Li. I will answer what I can. Zu made it quite clear what we must do. We need a wind map, and we need a flyer. The longer we take, the farther away Master Li gets. I do not like the area around this place, around Tien's landing. There is rot here, deep in the heart of it. There are secrets, and there has been much suffering. Maybe I just feel this way because of what happened at the school, or what I fear will happen to Master Li. I just know we must be careful. I will, but I cannot help worrying or thinking about what has happened to Master Li. That is very sweet of you to say. We should get back to what we need to do. Is there anything else you need? If that is your wish. Be well, my friend.
Yes? Is there something you want? I can assure you that I no longer share an allegiance with them. It was a short dalliance that ended on poor terms. I won't discuss that. Perhaps I will say more when I know your motives better, but for now my past is my own. I'm not concealing anything that will harm you or your cause. You and Dawnstar have my full support, but my past is my own affair. I won't get in your way if you don't get in mine. I have nothing more to say about where we are.
Our enemy?
The sure sign of an effective fighter is that he has many enemies. Which are you most curious about? A small man. He bears a grudge against the world because his wealth cannot buy him the status he wants. At least that is my estimation of him. If we encounter him in his holdings near Tien's Landing, I doubt he will be very welcoming. Not after he learns the fate of his son. You name the Emperor among your personal foils. You have a grand opinion of yourself. Don't be so quick to link Sun High to the destruction you have seen. Death's hand may still answer to him, but it is a long leap from that to assuming the Emperor approves of what the Lotus Assassins have done. Both of those possibilities will be hard for people to swallow. The Emperor is the Emperor. He is above weakness or viciousness. To question that is to question the nature of the Jade Empire, and not many people are willing to do that. The Emperor is the foundation upon which we build. If he is weakened, we all fall. There is little to tell that would affect you now. The assassins are fanatically loyal to Death's Hand, and he uses that influence to do as he wishes. He also controls the Imperial Army, but they are no longer in his favor, it seems. Mere guards in comparison to the assassins. Death's Hand was just beginning his rise to power when I left the Lotus Assassins. I do not know much more about him. I will answer what I wish. I won't get in your way, if you don't get in mine. I have nothing more to say about... Goodbye, then.
Nara earphone wonu kanawa ofa kanawa wonu.
Mother and I are getting out of this town. If you have any sense, you'll do the same.
Akwakwak wo sosonia sonophonia sisaya nawakok. Uksair wak unanikiro. Nana wo nafak suno.
It's sure to be more exciting than this dead place.
Koni okyowe kawaya wo kawaya watita osia kwanif nipawia. Piayer uksayer sinini sisayer rusta atapafawer sumpuno ko suir towerok. Ukier neko sise sayer wosayer nifuyer. Sisayer ifok woso no koso ayer ya. Sayer kanoa fwanuer. Uyower apafawayer sisiyer sisi tuitok. Uyer wak finir sier. Wo tawa yer kupir kawia nakawia ipduki.
Those pirates must be Gao the Greater's men. We know that he has holdings near here, and he has flyers.
Piayer uksayer sinini sisayer rusta atapafawer sumpuno ko suir towerok. Sisayer ifok woso no koso ayer ya. Sayer kanoa fwanuer. Pawoyer astir wo sayer ifasaya wa kawishir. Wo tawa yer kupir kawia nakawia ipduki. Wo nipir uksayer sisini nisayer busta. wo ifu uksunuk no kawair. Ukir nekpo, sise sayer, wosayer nifuyer. Noni wowo sayer tar, wowowir ignisaro kunkna. Noni wowo sayer tar, wowowir ignisaro kunkna. Woyowir apafawayer sisi tu tok. Woyer wak finir sier. Koni okiower kawayer wokawayer watita osia kwanif nipawir.
Out of our way, woman. In this town, we don't step aside for you. You step aside for us.
The peasants of this village may cower before you, but I do not. If you are smart, you will apologize for your behavior and walk away.
Don't tell me what to do. You think I won't hit a woman? You have to learn your place. This whole town has to learn its place. What are you looking at? This doesn't concern you. Time to teach you all a lesson.
White demon! I was back at the camp when I heard the sounds of battle. I got here as fast as I could, though obviously I arrived too. Hui, what are you doing here?
It's been a long time, Zu. I haven't seen you since that night. I did as you asked. The child is safe. I made sure of that.
I know. After we spoke, I followed you. I wanted to be sure she was given a good home. You did well, Hui. Hui and I knew each other long ago. She was a soldier, and I needed her help. There was a child, an orphan. I knew Hui could find a good home for her. She was just a girl. Her parents were dead. I couldn't look after her, and I knew Hui by reputation. I knew she would find a good home for her. She's safe. That's all you need to know. She doesn't concern you. Besides, we don't have time to worry about something that happened almost 20 years ago.
Yes, those are old worries. Thank you for your actions today. Even if these men were no real threat, just simple sailors frustrated at the shallow river that holds them here. There are pirates in the area, and they pose a far greater danger. You will likely encounter them, especially if you are the one I am waiting for. As Sagacious Zu mentioned, my name is Hui. Tell me, young man, what is your master's name? I have waited here many years for the arrival of one special fighter. Your master, Sun Li, bid me to wait until you, his protege, came seeking information.
So it's true. Master Li really is the Emperor's brother. I wish I had known.
He is gone, isn't he? Taken by the Lotus assassins just as he thought. He knew they were always searching. They are right to fear him and his legacy. The glorious strategist was certain the path to the Imperial City would bring you here. He was also very specific about how I present my information to you. You must be ready. I served under Sun Li and was one of a few soldiers he trusted enough to contact after Dirge fell. Li knew the events there would have great consequences. He told me of the weeks-long siege and how spirit monks were slaughtered so his brother could take their temple. It was madness. The Emperor killed the water dragon itself.
The water dragon? The shepherd of the dead, a goddess of rebirth. To try and steal her power, to even think it could be attempted. Has any mortal ever shown such arrogance?
There are many beings that exist beyond our experience. The heavens are governed by a celestial bureaucracy. Each facet of existence is managed by a specialized attendant. Most appear to have little influence, but some, like the water dragon, have a portfolio that grants exceptional status. She was said to have governance over the Great Wheel. She was not a maker, but all life that ended passed her gaze before returning to the earth in another form. Sun Hai sought rebirth for his empire at the cost of the natural order. Her body was taken to the palace as a grim trophy of the power that ended the long drought. All the while, the people hailed the Emperor as a hero, ignorant of the price. Even a god is not invincible. They have their place and it can be challenged. Sun Li could not stop the slaughter of the spirit monks. He fled the battle with you in his arms. Most believe Sun Li fell at Dirge, a lie spread by the Emperor. A handful of us knew that he lived, and we also learned the terrible price of his rebellion. Li's wife was with child, his daughter born in the Imperial Palace while he was at Dirge. He never saw her. Within weeks of the siege, the Emperor had Li's family executed.
Executed? Murdered? The Lotus assassins were to cut them down. A mother and newborn child. I have no doubt that order came from Death's Hand himself.
He probably didn't think his family would be harmed, but even had he known, he might still have saved you. Li knows you have a destiny to fulfill. You're the last of your kind. The natural order has been disrupted. There is much to say, but first I was instructed to impart some very specific knowledge. Your master was very clear.
You can trust Hui, so I don't think there's any reason for me to stick around. I'll be back at the camp if you need me.
Zu is an honorable man. Not a good man, perhaps, but an honorable one. Now to your training. A brief description will reinforce in your mind the style you saw me use. Certain lessons had to be withheld until you were ready for the attention they will bring. Sun Li taught me so that I would teach you. I must train you in Spirit Thief. Magic and weapons tire you. Draw on them too much and you could be left defenseless. Spirit Thief restores your chi, prolonging your ability to fight or ignore wounds. It is especially useful when enemies are immune to basic martial attacks, when you must use magic or weapons. It can even immobilize a foe, allowing time to recover even more. This short lesson should be enough for now. Come speak with me in the tea house. We will talk of your master and more.
Is there anything you... Be...
Good, you're here. We can continue where we left off before.
You've got unfinished business with us first.
There are important matters at hand, yet you fellows keep interrupting. I'm surprised you're this eager to get another beating so soon.
This time we brought some friends to even up the odds.
White Demon!
You certainly look like Lee's top student, though there's something odd about how you fight. I can't put my finger on it. It doesn't matter. The sailors won't bother us again. We can get back to business. Sun Lee gave me instructions to await you if anything should happen. I have prepared for this day for well over a decade. The full extent of what the glorious strategist knows is beyond my mind to comprehend. He is without peer. All I know is that I had instructions to wait for you. Sun Lee asked me to seek a piece of a special amulet he wanted you, his prize pupil, to have. It was broken apart and scattered when the Spirit Monk Temple fell. He intended to, and I assume he did, give the main piece to you. Rumor placed a smaller part with a fleeing apprentice monk, but it had been some years and the trail was cold. I eventually learned the monk had fled to Old Tien's landing. He was there a year or so, but died of lingering injuries and was buried with his possessions unsorted. It was rushed at the time because the new dam was due to close and Old Tien's would become a watery tomb. The amulet was beyond reach, so I came here and waited. Now the Lotus assassins have drained the lake and exposed the ruins of Old Tien's landing. It seems they are searching for this piece of the Spirit Monk amulet too. The Emperor is privy to much. I don't know his motives, but any aid to you is likely a threat to him. You must go to the ruins and find the amulet piece meant for you. My assignment is to give you information to help you acquire the amulet. I will gladly answer whatever questions I can. I only know that I had to find the piece I was tracking. I did so. It is in the ruins. You must find it before the Lotus assassins do. You will need it to help your master. The gates leading to the ruins are locked, but Minister Shang can give you the key. You can find him in the town square, the highest point in Tien's Landing. I suspect the minister is eager to have someone investigate the opening of the Great Dam. You can use this as an excuse to get the key and explore the ruins. You are wise to ask. It is a difficult but essential skill to master. Spirit Thief is always useful. It is common to get run down or injured during battle, and you can tire yourself even further concentrating your chi to aid yourself. When you are feeling such a drain on your resources, switch to Spirit Thief, and each successful blow will restore you slightly. The drain will not hamper your opponent, however. If you power through an opponent's guard with its strongest attack, it can briefly immobilize an enemy. During this, you can concentrate and increase the restoration. If you use that time to attack with another style, be careful. Your opponent may not be as vulnerable as they seem, and one must never be overconfident of victory. Spirit Thief does no damage to your opponent. Each successful hit instead restores your chi a small amount. This allows you to continually make use of other abilities. Magic styles tax you, wear you down, as does concentrating your chi to heal. Use Spirit Thief to restore yourself and stay at your best almost indefinitely. My assignment is to give you information. Pirates have raided local villages using flyers, swooping down like locusts. Minister Shang said he would stop them, but his promises have done nothing. You can find Shang near his still smoldering office in the center of town. I'm sure he will welcome your assistance, even if your reasons are your own. It is said that the water dragon is the shepherd of the dead and a symbol of life and restoration. Beyond that is philosophy, and not for a soldier to know. As you see, I know little about the celestial powers. I knew less before Sun Li asked this service of me. I thought such beings were beyond physical assault. I was mistaken. I don't know how the attack was made or what blade could cut the heart from a god, but I do know that any man who would attempt such a plan is arrogant beyond imagining. I am unimportant, but I promised I would aid you as best I can, so ask your questions. There is little to tell. I served him years ago in the Imperial Army. I was a tracker and a soldier. I was not at Dirge when it fell, but I heard the tale of Sun Li's death. But I refused to believe he was dead. In time, my faith was confirmed. He sought me out and told me what really happened. I swore my loyalty to him on the spot. I revere him as a teacher, and I revere him. Even when he ordered me to distant lands, my loyalty never wavered. But I am tired. I long for an end to my service. Sun Li is a great man, driven by greater goals and ideals. Sometimes his gaze is lifted so high that he does not see what is right in front of him. We who serve him are sometimes forgotten, left to toil in obscurity until the time to act is thrust upon us. So it was with me, waiting for you. I cannot. I have done my part. I have given Sun Li my loyalty and devotion. Now I am empty. I have nothing left. I see an end to my long service. I welcome it. I will give you what guidance and information I can, but that is all I will do. That would be a question for him, wouldn't it? I can only say that Sun Li devoted his life to raising you, to one day right the wrongs in the Jade Empire. If he wanted to keep some small part of his own life and thoughts for himself, who are you to question that? Everyone must have their private side. My assignment is to give you information to... Remember, go to the ruins and claim the amulet before the Lotus Assassins do. You will need it to survive the trials that lie ahead.
Hello, young one. My name is Quan, but everyone calls me Old Mother Quan. I'd like you to call me that too, okay? Welcome to my tea house. Oh, that's not right. No, not anymore. Sorry about the confusion, dearie. What I meant to say was, welcome to Master Dutong's tea house. Yes, I owned the tea house for many, many years. At least I thought I did. But then Master Dutong came to town with that imperial writ. Oh my, wasn't that a shock? Turns out his family owns this land. They have for hundreds of years. The land is his along with everything on it, so now he owns my tea house too. He was nice enough to let me stay on here as a helper. I steep the tea. Yanwan takes the orders, and Master Dutong, well, he mostly just drinks his wine. No one knew. This was just an empty patch of rock for hundreds of years. Who would have thought the Empire had deeded it to anyone? But Master Dutong came along with his writ. Now, why would I do such a thing? I can't even imagine anyone being so horrible they'd forge an imperial writ. No, I'm sure the land belongs to Master Dutong. That is very nice of you, my child, but what could you do? I would love to have my tea house back, but it belongs to Master Dutong now. You can't argue with an imperial writ. All this talk is just the rambling of an old woman. Put it out of your head and enjoy yourself. It may not be mine anymore, but this is still a fine tea house.
Hello, greetings, welcome. My name is Steeper Yanru, and I'll be... No, that's not right at all. Idiot! I'm Barkeep Yanru now, not Steeper Yanru. I'm sorry about that. I still can't get the hang of this new position. Sometimes I wish old Mother Quan still owned the tea house so things could go back to the way they were. That imperial writ has caused us no amount of grief. Mother Quan lost her tea house, waitress Yanwan is busier than ever, and I spend all day giving out foolish advice. Mother Quan saw it, though her eyes aren't too good. Most of us didn't bother to give it a look since hardly anyone in the town can read anyway. What? You mean it wasn't real? That means Mother Quan should still own the tea house. Problem is, Dutong's already shown everyone the writ, and now he's got it locked away. If you're right, he'd never bring it out again. There's no way to prove he cheated Mother Quan. That might work. It would probably help if you get him drunk first. That's something I can help you with. Dutong's always having me send over wine. Usually I mix it with water so he doesn't get too drunk too fast, but I could start sending it to him unmixed. It won't be quite that easy. I've watched Dutong for quite a while, and when he's drinking, he usually goes through 3 stages of drunkenness. Dutong gets very friendly when he starts to drink. You might get a confession out of him then, but I doubt it. He's not really all that drunk at that stage. Usually after about 7 bowls, he slips into depression and sorrow. He complains about how his life is worthless and what a bad and sinful man he is. Not a pretty sight. By the 9th glass, he starts to get paranoid. You can't really talk to him then. Usually around that time, I try to slip a restorative potion into his glass to sober him up. The restorative tastes pretty foul, but it does the job. Works instantly and makes a man sober as an imperial judge. Dutong's guard keeps a vial handy at all times, just in case. The guard gave me a few vials so I could slip them into Dutong's wine when he starts to get paranoid. Keeps him from getting out of hand. Good. Go speak to Dutong. If he's not drunk enough, or if he's too drunk, come back and see me and I'll mix him up another drink. We'll get him to admit he's a cheat and a sneak. Then old Mother Quan will be back in charge, and I won't ever have to give out another bit of bad advice. You should speak to... Good. We'll get him to...
If you want tea, have a seat. The serving girl will be by directly if I don't fire her first, a useless wench. I should have replaced her the day I took over this tea house. I am Three Sheets Dutong, proud owner of this quaint little tea house. I recently acquired it from old Mother Quan, the elderly lady steeping tea over there in the corner.
You want me to throw this troublemaker out in the street, boss?
Don't be stupid. You saw what this man did to those sailors. He'd leave you broken and bleeding on the floor, and I have no one to clean up the mess. Forgive my guard. His intentions are good, but he's a bit slow on the uptake. I'd love to answer your questions, but that would interrupt my drinking. I'm afraid that isn't acceptable. Yes, good. Go away. I haven't even started to feel the effects of my wine yet, and you're already giving me a headache.
You should speak to... No problem. We have two sorts of wine here. Peasant's wine and Imperial Seasoned Spirits. The peasant's wine is pretty weak, but that's usually what Dutong drinks. The Imperial Seasoned Spirits are a lot stronger. One bowl of that is worth 3 bowls of peasant's wine. And if Dutong gets too drunk, I have the restorative to sober him up. One drink for Master Dutong coming up. Anything else I can do for you? One drink for Master Dutong coming up. Anything else I can do for you? One drink for Master Dutong coming up. Anything else I can do for you? One drink for Master Dutong coming up. Anything else I can do for you? Good, good. Go speak to Dutong. If he's not drunk enough, or if he's too drunk, come back and see me and I'll mix him up another drink. We'll get him to admit he's a cheat and a sneak. Then old Mother Quan will be back in charge, and I won't ever have to give out another bit of bad advice.
What do you want? You come to mock me? Come to laugh at the tragedy that is the life of Three Sheets Dutong? No, not the writ. Let's not talk about that. It's my secret shame. Just the thought of that writ brings tears to my eyes. It tears at my poor, miserable soul. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Confess my sins. Then I'll feel better. Oh, I'm a despicable person. A bad, bad man. The writ, it's a fake. A forgery. I made it all up!
Boss, what are you saying? I'd better sober you up.
Oh, I hate that restorative potion. Oh, that stuff tastes like vomit baked in a glaze of goat hair and garnished with a sprinkling of horse dung. And now I have the strangest memory, as if I... Oh no. Did I say anything to you, stranger? Anything about, oh, I don't know, an imperial writ? What? No, I never said any such thing.
I heard what you said, Dutong. I knew you cheated Mother Quan out of this place, and now we have proof. You can't get out of this now.
Ah, I see what you're after. Oh yes, Three Sheets Dutong was not born yesterday, or the day before that. Indeed, we are speaking the language of commerce. I will give you a great deal of silver to keep this little secret from getting out. Lots of silver for both of you, if you keep quiet about this.
I don't know, Dutong. I could really use the silver, but Mother Quan is such a nice old lady, I'm just not sure what to do. Right, of course. What was I thinking? Old Mother Kwan's a good woman. She deserves to have her tea house back.
Boss, people aren't gonna like us when they find out what you did. Maybe we should get out of here.
That's the smartest thing you've said since I hired you. Let's go.
Well done. It'll be nice to have Old Mother back in charge again. You should tell Mother Kwan she got her tea house back. Now things can go back to the way they were.
I knew you would make the right choice. We share the same master, and he taught us both well.
Hello again, dearie. I hope you're having a nice time here in in Master Dutong's tea house. A forgery, are you certain? That scoundrel! No wonder he left here so fast. Cheating an old woman out of her hard-earned living, the very nerve. People, listen to me. Master Dutong has left, for good. And thanks to this brave young man here, the tea house is mine again.
Hooray for Mother Kwan! Her tea house is back in business!
You've given me back the only thing I ever cared about. And you've done a service for this town, too. I'm going to turn this place back into a respectable quality tea house. I don't have much. The only reward I can offer is my humble thanks. That and a promise that you will always be welcome here at Old Mother Kwan's.
Praise the Emperor! Old Mother Kwan is back in charge, and I'm back steeping tea where I belong. No more...
With Old Mother Kwan back in charge, I can finally get a good cup of tea again.
If Shang doesn't do something about those sailors soon, they'll overrun the whole town.
I suppose you have done a just thing here, but remember, Sun Li needs you, and he is in terrible danger. You really shouldn't waste your time here in this tea house. The Lotus Assassins are searching the ruins for the missing piece of your amulet. You must find the pieces before they do.
I may be drunk, but that doesn't mean I am a drunk, because I'm not. Well, just a little bit. But I'm brave, too. I'm going to go close the Great Dam and save the town. I'll be a hero. That'll show 'em. Well, that'll show 'em all. I just need another drink to get my courage up. Wine! Someone bring me more wine!
You've been saying that for 3 days, Rue. Minister Shang's already looking for other people to close the dam, and you'll look a fool after all your boasts.
I doubt that man could open a door, never mind a dam.
Those sailors are the worst. They're rude and crude, and they don't keep their hands to themselves.
Captain Ing says we can't come to the tea house, but I don't listen to him anymore.
Wokukathika sumpono, sukokot awokatia, wonofatasea. Niwupa ia kupusa ia awath kraka ia nano uksaro isowak mikano wo napia shatia uko. Piat shatia kraka ea nano uksaro wo no fataseya. Ika kahia wo no ka kike ia wo shatia oka uki ia ayayuya wai. Wo so awi ia ni tu wo uksumpuno. Piat shatia kraka ea nano uksaro wo no fataseya. Wasrafno sositu no ko ota napia ifa ia ok. Wo kupketita sumpono, sathwa kawi ia ifia. Wo sonsiaton kutkosi wiwa ia, wo noa ia ifa wia okta wikino. Wo noa ia sususatia sonsifonia sonsi ifok. Ni wupa ia kupusa ia ewath kraka ia nano uksaro isowak nikano wo napia shatia uko. Wo noa ia sususatia sonsifonia sonsi ifok. Ia. Wo ia kukwania sinia ia. Piat shatia kraka ia nano uksaro noko wo ifawia ok kun one wipifi. Ika kahia wo noka kike ia wo shathia oka uki ia ayayu. Wasrafno sositu noko ota napia ifa ia o. Wo kupketita sumpono, sukokot awokatia wo nofatasia. Ni wo sosawa ia wak tasi no ni nano yota napia ifa ia ok. Kutkosi wiwa ia wo nawa ia ifa wia okta wikino. Tofara ia wo sa ia wo koko kapikita wo sa ia sao. Okniko fia apania sasa tatasi no ni nano yok yo wia sonsi ia wo yo wia. Piershat uk ni uksa ia sumpuno kahon wo ushashia uksa hiaka. Wo kuketita sumpuno, sukokot awokatia wo. Ia. Wo ia kukwania sinia ia. Ika kahia wo noka kike ia wo shathia oka uki ia ayayuya wa. Ni wo sosawa ia wak tasi no ni nano yota napia if. Noko wo ifawia ok kun one wipifia. Wo so awi ia ni tu wo uksumpuno. Utatsa ia oka yowe ia fonia sisa ia trusta pafawe ia to.
I am healed. Can't you just leave an old man in peace? I'm nobody important. Nobody at all. And I have nothing to say to you. Sorry doesn't count for much. Sorry can't erase our mistakes. Sorry can't change the past. Nothing. It's not important. Not anymore. Just leave me alone.
Leave Zhang alone.
Zhang, you can't stay up here forever. This isn't your home. You need to come back with me to the farm.
No. Zhang not want to go home. Zhang doesn't want to see Ox.
It wasn't your fault. It was an accident. I need you back at the farm. Now let's go, Zhang.
No. Leave Zhang alone, or Zhang get angry and smash things.
No. Please don't, Zhang. I'll just go over here and leave you alone. What? Oh, hello there. Don't let Zhang bother you. He's really quite harmless. He's just a little upset right now. I am Dongping, Zhang's employer. Zhang works on my farm, but the other day he accidentally killed one of my oxen, and since then he has refused to come back. Some of the patrons here are unnerved by his size. I'm worried that if he doesn't leave with me soon, the owners may take matters into their own hands. If he gets hurt, or worse, I'll be ruined. I can't run the farm without him, but I don't know what else to do. He won't listen to me. You will? I must warn you. Zhang is, well, he's very strong-willed and very strong. I am grateful for your help, but please, be careful. Zhang the ox carrier came by his name honestly. I would hate to see him hurt you, or anybody else for that matter. Speak softly to him, and you should be okay.
Go away. Zhang not want to speak to you. Zhang kill ox. Zhang too strong, too rough with ox. Zhang not want to hurt ox. Zhang only playing. Now Zhang cries for ox. Ox like to play with Zhang. Ox like it when Zhang throw her in the air and catch her. Zhang missed. Zhang dropped Ox on her head. Ox is dead. Ox was Zhang's friend. Zhang killed a friend and now Zhang is bad. Master have other ox. Master won't starve. Master better off without Zhang. Zhang is lonely. Ox must be lonely too. Maybe Ox will forgive Zhang and we be friends again. I will go and see. You have been nice to Zhang. Zhang like you. Zhang hope you have good day.
Thank you so much. I was at my wit's end. You've done me a great service today. Come, Zhang. Let's go home.
Zhang coming. Zhang go home now.
Thank you for convincing that poor ogre to leave. Such a sad story, really. He certainly seemed harmless enough, but the customers were leery of him. Here, this is a little something to thank you for your help.
mind. I'm in no mood for company given my present state of despondency. My name is Yaru, though some of the locals disparagingly refer to me as Yaru the Sailor. You see, I am predisposed to seasickness, ergo I despise the water. Yet I suffer their verbal slings and arrows with nary a complaint. It is just one more misfortune to pile atop the great heap that buries me in misery. I am at the stage of my life in which I long for companionship, a wife with intellect and refinement comparable but just slightly inferior to my own. Unfortunately, this town presents scant opportunity for a suitable match. Seamstresses, barmaids, peasants. I may as well marry the harlots selling themselves in the street. Or perhaps everyone else's standards are far too low. I shall not allow myself to be saddled with a marriage of convenience, not when I deserve so much more. I understand your desire to seek elucidation from one whose vocabulary is elevated above the grunts and squawks of the general rabble inhabiting this town. However, I'm in no mood to converse with you, not while my heart bears the weight of my great burden. I am at the stage of my life Farewell. Perhaps we shall speak again, if you ever tire of the braying and neighing of these barnyard animals.
You bringing me a drink? No.
I am healed.
Please excuse me. I know I shouldn't be crying in public like this, but I just can't help it. Please, I'm just a humble woman. My name is Seamstress Lawn, and I have a problem I don't know how to solve. I thought you could help, but I was afraid to speak to you. It's my fiancé, Baker Bay. Every day a group of thugs attacks him and beats him up. He tries to avoid them, but they find him wherever he goes. The beatings are getting worse. I'm terrified they're going to kill him. After I saw you take on those sailors, I thought, well... But there isn't! My poor Bay has done nothing to these men. They attack him for no reason at all. Please, you have to help him. I beg you. Thank you so much, kind sir. You don't know what this means to me. If our firstborn is a boy, he shall have your name. Bay is down at Beggar's Pier right now, in the southeast corner of town. If you hurry, you can probably get there before the thugs attack him today.
Everyone gets used to Mr. Tay's dishes eventually. They are very, complex.
Who let you back here? Bad enough I must work with incompetence. I don't need you walking through my kitchen. Do thugs like you think you can just walk back here for food any time? If I wanted human interaction, I'd have a kiosk in the square. Or maybe a trough.
Why a trough? Well, we don't feed the animals, Mr. Tay. That's handled by the farmers.
Step back, Mr. Wong. You just step back.
A polite response from one of you strangers? Go on, don't waste your respect on me. I'm no high minister. I just cook. Me? There's nothing to know about me. I cook for ungrateful people who do not understand what good food is.
Your palate is very sophisticated, Mr. Tay. Some say your dishes are, acquired tastes.
No, I am quite certain that the problem is with the customers. If you wish to keep your position, Mr. Wong, you will smile and nod. Mr. Wong is here to cut the vegetables and heft the rice bags. His job does not include criticizing the menu. I am the head chef. He is nothing.
But I am learning. I will train hard to become the best chef I can.
There's a small chance he could become slightly more than nothing, but I've seen no sign of it as yet. Some people are heroes, some merely clap as heroes walk by. Then go walk around it. I do not waste my time collecting rumors. Everybody eats. That is all I need to know. Me? There's nothing to know about me. I cook for ungrateful people who do not understand what good food is.
Your palate is very sophisticated.
No, I am... Spirit world. You are talking about stories for children. I believe what I see. If I see it, it is real. Very simple. If you want some deeper discussion than that, go to a temple. Me, I will stay here and cook for the living. I hear stories just like everyone else, but they are always told by some scared farmer who wouldn't know the wind from a howl. I believe what I see. That's enough. Good. I need to concentrate on the menu. You want to eat, you'll leave me alone.
You're a stranger here, aren't you? I know everyone in Tien's Landing, and I've never seen you before. I would remember you.
You should turn right around and leave this town. Trust me.
I am Gufu, Great One. Some call me Gufu the Sweet, though I don't know why. I usually smell like the fish I sell. Perhaps they are making fun of me. But now, there are no fish to sell. I have lived in Tien's Landing all my life, but now, I'm ashamed to say, I wish I lived somewhere else. Everything in Tien's Landing is falling apart. Sheng, the local minister, is helpless to deal with all our troubles. You should get out while you can. You don't know? The Great Dam has been opened, and now the river's level has dropped. It's too low and fast to navigate. Without the river, we are nothing. The merchants can't buy goods from the Imperial City. The traders can't sell to the outside world. The men cannot fish, and our children go hungry. And if that wasn't bad enough, we have the pirates to worry about too. They've been raiding the countryside, taking prisoners to sell into slavery. The dam is downriver from us. When it was closed, it slowed the flow of the river, causing it to back up and the water level to rise. But with the dam open, the water drains away too quickly, and our river, the lifeblood of this town, has become a trickle. The river has no fish, and the ships can't navigate it. The dam was built nearly 20 years ago, causing the river to rise. Now the dam is open, and the river has fallen so low no ships can navigate it. Tien's Landing cannot survive without the river, but nobody in the town dares to go into the ruins to close the dam. The ruins are haunted with the spirits of the dead. It's bad luck to speak of such things. Old Wei in the town might tell you more. He's too old to care about ghosts and curses, but I have enough bad luck already. A generous offer, Great One, but the gate leading to the ruins is locked. If you want to close the dam, you'll have to get the key from Minister Sheng. I'm sure he'd be glad to give you a key to the gate. Nobody else will risk going into the ruins because of the ghosts. There's a road off to the right just beyond this tea house. Keep following it up until you reach the town square. Minister Sheng is usually there. Of course, Great One. I would be honored to answer whatever questions you may have. Airship? I've only heard of such things. Graceful ships that sail through the air? I've always longed to see one, but I'm just a simple peasant. Perhaps Minister Sheng would know something of this. He once lived in the Imperial City. I have heard the skies above it are filled with airships. What is it you wish to know? I'm afraid I don't know, honored stranger. You should speak with Lishan the Talkative. If anyone would know the tale, he would. You could probably find him wandering around the town somewhere, wasting time and looking for people willing to listen to his stories. If you go around the side of the tea house, you'll see a path leading up to the town square, the highest point in Tien's Landing. What few goods the merchants have are for sale there. They have very little, however, since the town is cut off. Minister Sheng is the duly appointed minister for this region. He is trying to hold the town together as well as he can, but it is not easy. Of course, Great One. I would be... Take care of yourself, stranger, and be glad that you do not live...
This town needs the river to survive. If someone doesn't close the dam, we're doomed.
I hear strange sounds coming from the ruins at night. They say it's ghosts, but I don't believe that.
Things have never been easy in Tien's Landing.
If Captain Ing can't get the ship out soon, there'll be a mutiny. A right bloody one, too.
This is bad. Oh, this is bad. River dried up, pirates everywhere. This is worse than the long drought. 5 people died yesterday. Pirates raided...
Hey? What do you want? I'm Wei. Some call me Old Wei, but that's because they don't know Old Chan. If I'm old, he's ancient. He's at least a week older than me. Of course, we're both pretty old compared to most of the people in Tien's Landing. Like, most of them don't even remember what it was like before the flood. 18 years ago, Emperor Sun was young and flush with success from ending the drought. He began public works all over the Empire, including the Great Dam downriver. The workmen came and started building it near our town. We were not engineers, and so we were not sure what it would mean. Some worried that it might flood us out. Most were unconcerned. After all, if there were any danger, the Emperor would tell us, surely. One day, the Great Dam was finished, and the floodgates were closed. The town flooded. We took what we could and fled. Mothers ran about screaming for their children who'd gone out to play. Children screamed for their dogs. Some folks climbed to the roofs of their houses and refused to leave. We survivors straggled upriver. Some collapsed from exhaustion, but the water kept rising. I carried a boy and a girl, and I saw another boy fall, but I couldn't carry him. Finally, I fell over too, and when I woke, I found the water had stopped rising. The Great Dam had created an enormous lake, and we settled our new town on the banks. The lake completely covered the ruins of our town. Life went on, but no word ever came from the imperial city. No warning, no explanation. Did we displease the Emperor, or were we just beneath his notice? I will never know. The crewmen who manned the Great Dam would come to town sometimes, but they knew no more than we. I will go to my grave never knowing. The people started a new life here, but there was much pain and sorrow. Conversations would trail off. At night you could hear women sobbing, and not a few men. Finally, people stopped talking about the past, and then they refused to talk about it altogether. And eventually they pretended it never happened. But you look like you know how to fight. You look like you can stand up for yourself, so you don't understand. We are villagers. We farm and fish. We live at the mercy of the gods, nature, and the Emperor. If one or all of these masters is kind, it is good. If one or all choose to be cruel, well, there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to get the fish hauled in. A few months ago, the Emperor's engineers and soldiers left. They just went off in the night. Soon after, the Great Dam opened on its own. There wasn't anyone around. The water drained, revealing the old ruins. And underwater these 18 years. And now they're back. I don't know what made the Great Dam open. Some say it was ghosts. They say those who died in the town don't want to be forgotten. Oh, we don't know how. We're simple people, and the Great Dam is not a simple thing. They say there is magic involved in its construction. Oh, thank you for listening, youngster. Not many do anymore.
Pretty.
Wo affaweer sun ork vonneer ook. Ook seer sa feet kup wo sarkier.
Put that sword back, lout! Surely there was never a minister as unlucky as Minister Sheng to suffer such insolence.
Koni onu you tashika wheel fonil Satharaponi?
And still poor Minister Sheng suffers the insults of tradesmen who know nothing of justice. Where would I put the lout? My jail has been burned to the ground, along with my office, I might add. I have no place to put thieves, so stop questioning your betters.
Ah, I see the glint of intelligence, nobility, wisdom, consideration, and piety in your eye. A
fine day to you. What can I sell you? I have the finest selection of seed. I carry excellent baskets, wonderful fish nets, and superb boat scrubbers. I have a cloak so warm it's like a weapon against the cold. I have a scrubber so good that it cleans like magic. I'm afraid I do not. Just a few years ago, you could find wind maps everywhere, although only the rich needed them with their airship racing. Recently, the wind maps have disappeared. I know that when the Emperor's men left Tien's landing, they took all the wind maps with them. There are those who say, but it is not important. Some say that Death's Hand is collecting all the wind maps and destroying them so that only he and his minions may travel freely about the Empire. However, I do not believe such talk. I believe firmly in the goodness, kindness, and wisdom of our Emperor and all those around him. I suppose there may still be merchants in the Imperial City who have some, and they were once so widely available that there must be some here and there. But I do not have any, nor do I know anyone who has one. I have to find... Very well. When you're ready to spend...
Konio nuyu, kokeir tatasina. Sun puno onuyusir tai kunpa ibnano pir ni wonu. Wonoir efuir uk sunortfonir sir sisitu. Sata afsoir uk napir anir ninpir. Owo sair uyukap tantarundano wo tarwair shafir owo. Wo kausoir noka wowo tarwair shaksir finopifu. Wonoir efuir uk sunortfonir sir sisitu. Sata afsoir uk napir anir ninpir. Usosir uthak tarwair, shathir owosu. Wo quair ano uyu, kubkithir soso wawer wakwakir towir wo. Wo kausoir noka wowo tarwair shaksir finopifu.
Are there... Finally, someone approaches me. I was worried that this town's courage had drained away with the water. You look like a man who is trained for combat. Would you like to put those skills to the test? Not personally, no. On behalf of Lord Yun, I'm here to find a skilled warrior who can deal with a unique problem. The great southern forest, which lies north of this village, suffers from a terrible disease. Every tree within its borders sickens, and the place is infested with ghosts of all manners. If we did, would I be here? Lord Yun, my master, seeks a way to open the forest again and make it safe for travel. He is prepared to reward whoever aids him. Our men are no match for the ghosts in the forest. Perhaps you are. You must leave Tien's landing via the gate and follow the roadway to the north. The forest is but a short journey away, and Lord Yun makes his camp at the base of a hill, which should be easy to find. The path there is relatively safe, but travel beyond his camp and things worsen considerably. Go safely, and remember what I've said. Lord Yun needs the help of able warriors like yourself.
It is not easy to be Minister Sheng, beset with troubles and doom, and now interrupted by some difficult stranger. Truly, can you not see that I am busy watching my career slide into oblivion? Minister Sheng simply hasn't time for your petty concerns. I have problems of my own. The Ministry of Harmony, which oversees taxation and execution, usually in that order. But poor Minister Sheng oversees nothing in this dying town. Nothing but failure! This backwater pimple of a town lives off of the lake created by the Great Dam. But the Great Dam is open and the lake is dry. The town is dying. Under my supervision. I have nary a clue. Unless... Oh, very well, you've convinced me to talk. It is dangerous to say anything, but I am a brave man. It was that horrible Inquisitor, Lim. Lim oversees the Lotus Assassin operations in this area. A few weeks ago, he came to town and demanded a key to the ruins. Then his men went up there and opened the Great Dam. Inquisitor Lim has his assassins searching for something, though what it is I couldn't say. Minister Sheng knows better than to stick his nose in the business of the Lotus Assassins. I didn't want the town to panic, so I kept Lim's presence here a secret. Better the peasants think it was ghosts. A much less terrifying idea. Some brave soul must travel through the old ruins, which are absolutely not infested with ghosts, and close the Great Dam. The gate to the ruins is locked, but I have a key. I cannot order or even ask someone to go do this. If the Great Dam closes, the ruins will flood. Various assassins and soldiers will be killed. Not good for my career. But if I happen to lose the key and someone happened to find it, the town could be saved and the problem solved without any sanction from me. What are you talking about? I haven't given you anything. Although I will need that back when you're done. Oh, and I am certainly not going to tell you that the ruins can be reached by heading across the footbridge and out the west gate of town. It wouldn't be proper. Minister Sheng remembers when flyers were reserved for the wealthy elite of the Imperial City. Now pirates use them to raid the countryside. Disgraceful. I suppose in theory you could find a flyer at the pirate camp upriver. In practice, however, I doubt you would find the pirates very accommodating. I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you if he's drunk. Yes. Rue is surely the only one who would make the trip. And then the pirates would kill you. Rue announced 3 days ago that he was going to close the Great Dam, but first he stopped at the tea house for a bowl of wine. As far as I know, he's still there. Minister Sheng has been reduced to a tour guide. The tea house is the large building just down the hill from here, near the entrance to the town. Minister Sheng remembers when flyers were reserved for the wealthy elite of the... I suppose in theory you could find a flyer at the pirate camp upriver. In practice, however, I doubt you would find the pirates very accommodating. I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you. I recently saw a large fleet of flyers pass by. Minister Sheng held out hope that they had come to escort him away from this demeaning post and back to the Imperial City. But the flyers never stopped in Tien's Landing. They headed upriver, towards the pirates' camp. No doubt they went there to refuel, though where they are now, I could not say. The pirates are just one more affliction that plagues this troubled town, and yet another headache for poor Minister Sheng. They raid the surrounding countryside, swooping down with their flyers to capture slaves. Do you know how bad it looks when someone under my jurisdiction is captured by slavers? Fortunately, they haven't attacked the town itself yet. Gao, the man I hear is running them, knows that would draw too much attention. The drunks clogging up the streets aren't pirates. They're only traveling merchants, sailors who were trapped here when the dam was opened. Minister Sheng finds them to be an annoyance, but not a concern worth worrying about. If the dam is closed, they will simply disappear, not like Gao and his pirates. Yes, I believe that was his name. Gao. An unsavory character by all accounts. There are even rumors he is connected to that infamous crime syndicate known as the Guild. The pirates have been operating in this area for many years, or so I was told. However, things became much more serious when Gao took over. The pirates started using flyers and gathering slaves at an enormous rate. I imagine things are very unpleasant over at their camp. Not that I'm willing to go take a look. Are you accusing Minister Sheng of neglecting this problem? It's not that easy. One can't simply point and say, the pirates are over there. Well, actually, one can. But the only approach is by river, and no sane bargeman would be willing to risk such a journey. Sane people don't go looking for the pirates. They avoid them. I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you if he's drunk. Yes, Rue is... Oh yes, let's. Nothing would please Minister... Certainly. Let us discourse on a variety of topics. It isn't as if Minister Sheng has anything better to do. What shall we talk about? Ah, my favorite subject. Ask, and Sheng, Imperial Minister of Harmony for this entire region, will let you bask in the glory that is... me. Don't... Why, how dare... Yes, you are right. I am minister of this bleeding pus-pool of a town. And yes, it is because I am in disfavor. Are you through? Because you haven't yet picked on my appearance or my family history. Why stop short of completely obliterating the last little bit of dignity to which Minister Sheng clings? Woe to Sheng that his sole ally is an uneducated simpleton. The Ministry of Harmony oversees taxes and executions for this entire region. Judge Fang, the Chief Minister of Harmony, he didn't want me anywhere near the seat of power. He sent me here, an exile as unjust as any in the history of the Empire. Jealousy! You see, by the rosters of the Imperial bureaucracy, I am next in line for Fang's job. It was only a matter of time until Minister Sheng ascended to his position. Fang does not think much of me, so he banished me to this remote branch of the Ministry of Harmony. Now one of his lackeys will take my rightful position as his successor. The shame! Since the Great Dam opened and the lake drained, there has been a ship trapped in port, and the sailors are growing increasingly rowdy. Some of them got drunk and set fire to the Ministry of Harmony's office. That is the ruin of it over there. What can be done? The sailors want to leave as badly as the town wants them gone. But until the dam is closed, their ship isn't going anywhere. I'm sure Captain Ing down by the pier would offer you some sort of reward to close the Great Dam and free his ship. That is what we in the Ministry of Harmony call a hint. I once lived in the Imperial City. I was almost a regular at court. Now Minister Sheng is reduced to answering questions in the street. It is true I am knowledgeable and well-traveled. Very well, let me elucidate. A giant among men, superb, the best emperor ever. Surely he will soon allow me to return to the Imperial City. Surely. Of course, I hold all the Emperor's advisors in the highest esteem. Death's Hand serves the Emperor, as do we all. He is a trifle terrifying, however. But I respect him. Oh, yes, I respect him so very, very much. Oh, I miss it so. And it misses me, I am sure. A grand place, but I fear I shall never see it again. Even the mention of the name brings sorrow to Minister Sheng's heart. Please, let us discuss some other topic. Recollecting the grandeur of the Imperial City in these mean and meager surroundings is too cruel a tragedy to bear. Excellent. Truly good news. I haven't anything else to do. I'm still hours away from committing suicide. Yes, yes, go and leave Minister Sheng alone to ponder his troubles. Now go close the Great Dam, and I never said that.
Every day I hear the sound of the cocks crowing, the peasants singing, and the minister wailing.
If Captain Ing...
Wosiwania sa ia sakaku usawa ia nu pakpoporo. Okniko fia apania sasa tatasi noni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Okniko fia apania sasa tatasi noni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Niwupa ia kupu sa ia Elworth kraka ia nano uksaro isowak mikano wo napia shathia uko. Niwu sosawa ia wak tasi noni nano yoka napia ifa ia ok. Noko wo ifa wia ok kun one wipifia. Okniko fia apania sasa tatasi noni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Wonoa ea sususatia sonsifonia sonsi ifok. O ifo ia uksonko noko isansia. Okniko fia apania sasa tatasi noni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Kutkosi wiwa ia wo noa ia ifo wia oka wikino. Oso awi ani tu uksumpuno. Uktatsa ia oka yowe ia fonia sisa ia brusta pafawe ia towia. Aworth utkua wo.
Wo kauso ir noka wowo tarwe il shaksi iro finu pifu.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us?
The fisherman's life is a hard one. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Welcome, stranger! Welcome to beautiful Tien's Landing. Isn't it a glorious day? Oh, I know, people complain and grumble, but honestly, I think they're overreacting. Things can't be that bad, right? After all, you're here. If the town was truly doomed, would we still be getting visitors? Ha, I think not. In fact, I think your presence here is a sure sign that things are looking up. Soon, all our problems will be solved. It's just like I kept saying. People call me Li Shun the Talkative, though I have no idea why. I'm actually a basket maker. In fact, I dare say I am the best basket maker in all of Tien's Landing. Of course, with the dam open, ships can't navigate the river. So, I have no supplies to make my baskets and no customers to buy them. But am I worried? Of course not. My children only need one meal a day. After all, they're small. And my wife can take a third job if necessary. I know things will turn around soon. Things will get better, they always do. It's like my father used to say, the greater the problem, the greater the solution. I'm sure it'll all work out. You came to the right place, then. I won't give you the doom and gloom others will. Sure, we've got problems, but Tien's Landing is still the best village in the district. Well, if I know Rue, he'll be in the tea house. He has a fine appreciation for wine, a true connoisseur. Of course, I will gladly converse on any number of topics. It's a fine way to pass the time on such a beautiful day. The Great Dam's been opened and the river level has dropped. Ships can't navigate the river and nobody can fish. But I think people are overreacting. Basically, we're suffering some minor inconveniences, which I'm sure will soon be resolved. Still, there are a few alarmists who scream and cry that our town is dying. Can you imagine? They have no faith in the Emperor, nor in Minister Shang, who is in charge of Tien's Landing. I am sure the cunning Shang has a plan to save us. He's in the town square, the highest point in Tien's Landing. Just follow any path leading up until you can't go any higher, and you're there. Minister Shang may not have the best reputation, but I'm sure that's just gossip. I'll bet he's actually a smart, active man who can reassure you of our town's future. Of course, I will gladly converse on any number of topics. It's a fine way to pass the time on such a beautiful day. I'm always happy to talk about Tien's Landing. We may have a few minor problems, but I'm sure Shang, our Imperial Minister, will find a way to solve them. A splendid question, and one in which I am particularly well-versed. It is a fascinating tale that dates back to the blessed first Emperor of Jade, Sagacious Tien. Before he was Emperor, before there was even an empire, Sagacious Tien was a young man, fond of wandering the countryside. One day he stopped, weary from his travels. He lay down to rest beneath the shade of a cool tree and had a marvelous dream of a shining empire. This dream drove him to create the Jade Empire as we know it. To honor the memory of his dream, he returned and built a summer palace in the spot where he had stopped to rest. In time, a town, this town, sprang up around the palace. Well, that was long ago. Over the centuries, the castle fell into ruin. But make no mistake, Tien's Landing is where he had his dream. The castle proves it. Yes, but there used to be, many centuries ago. All evidence of it may be gone now, but just knowing it was here once is all the proof I need. Other villages try to claim the Emperor had his dream while crossing their lands, but I know the truth. Tien's Landing, my hometown, is the birthplace of the Empire. Of course, of course! I will gladly converse on... Enjoy your stay in wonderful Tien's Landing, where things are never as bad as they seem.
Ghosts bring wind. Wind is no friend to a river fisherman, I can tell you that.
Hello, and welcome to Chuman's Woodcrafts. I'm afraid I don't have any woodwork items ready right now. My inventory's a bit understocked. I'm Chuman the Craftsman. Nobody important, just a simple merchant of fine woodwork items. A merchant who may not be in business much longer, I'm afraid. There are several customers who owe me money, but with the dam open, times are hard. I can't expect them to pay me when they can't even feed their families. And if they don't pay me, I can't afford the raw materials to make my woodwork. It's a difficult situation, but I'm trying to make the best of it. No, that won't be necessary. I don't want to cause any trouble for my customers. I'm sure they'll pay me eventually. At least, I hope so. You might be right. I'm a fine craftsman, but I'm not much for business. I extend credit too easily, and then I can't bring myself to collect. It's just not in my nature. A noble offer, but I must refuse. Prospects for my shop are poor right now. I can't allow you to risk losing your investment. No, things will have to work out on their own. Farewell. Yeah!
This here's a private club. Members only. You can't. Just move along. You have a nice day now.
I am healed.
If Captain Ink...
Look at all these people here. When my old father told me to come to the big city, he never warned me about the crowds. Back on the farm, I ain't never seen so many people and buildings in one place. Except for livestock. But I guess they ain't people. Or buildings. My name's Tien. but everyone calls me Big Tien because I'm so big. I came to the city to try to find me a wife. So far, it's not going so good. You wouldn't happen to know any pretty young gals, would you? Someone who'd want to come live on the farm with me? Well, that's a real shame. If you run across any nice gals, do me a favor and mention my name to them. Big Tien. You have a nice day now.
I still believe in the Emperor. He'll look after us.
I am healed.
Irkana, o Nikasuri Irkwana no Kasa Iriru.
Your move, old goat.
Ikirnik Tinepiru, wo Iferek Uksun Puno.
You taught me much, Jian, but the most valuable lessons were learning where you were wrong. 17th square of the Lion, if you please.
Wotovir Ukawana ir Usoana da Hoki. Niato Nonapadi Irovir.
You are being rude, Jian. We have a guest. Let us place the game on hold a moment.
Taui ir Kawana ir Sunir Ipoki. Wanakapir Sari Awaf, van Sir Surufus Isinosaurus Usuno.
Surely you know of Yi, the capturing game? Played on a board of 19 rows and columns, the black and white pieces capture territory for their player.
Ikirnik Tinepiru, wo Iferek Uksun Puno. Okie Fakania, ni Ukoristruipa.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
Nararo, na pirapirni, niktakatashi. Wanakapir Sari Aw.
Surely.
Okay.
Do not be.
Niato Nonapadi Irovir.
Forgive him. Had my former master bothered to remember his manners, he might have told you that we are not from Tien's Landing. We know little of the events here.
O Nikasurir Kwana no Kuni Ugnawata Ir Niknipier. Okay.
Do not be.
Not at all.
Jian the Iron Fist isn't honestly going to let this one walk away, is he? If you don't say anything, then I will, you old goat.
Sisai Pawao, Tikotro Tuaso.
I too see strength, but also the capacity for understanding the world and your place in it.
You could prove an interesting pupil.
Ipanar nuku iwa ir nigasanaria iruru ninua sa irkana.
He would like nothing more than to have you as a student. But show me that you walk the way of the open palm, and I will teach you the mysteries of Stone Immortal.
Usair kokonato, tanatia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siri panoneniku.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior. My game of Yi with Jian can wait a moment. What can I do for you? You have some understanding of the way of the open palm, but Stone Immortal is not easily taught. Return to me when you feel you understand the way of the open palm. Then you will be ready. You know my name. That's really all that's important, isn't it? Not many know of my exploits outside of the prosperous East. I was once his student, until I decided I couldn't agree with all of his teachings. He was an excellent master, but I couldn't follow his philosophies. 20 years have passed since we parted ways, and while we disagree on principle, I can't help but feel some affection for the old man. This is why we only meet once a year to play Yi. Jian the Iron Fist is best taken in small doses. A wonderful province, and yes, one that I call home. You should visit sometime and see the wonders of Phoenix Gate. Of course, the Imperial City still stands as the greatest city, but Phoenix Gate has its own charms. Standing on the sea of glass, it is a hub of trade. Each year, Jian and I make our way here to the Seat of Heaven province to meet for a few days of Yi. It's something of a ritual. I was once his student, until I decided 20 years have passed since we parted ways, and while we disagree on principle, it was... Stone Immortal allows you to control the earth itself. It is not easy to master. To understand the earth, you must be aware of all things around you, and understand that they are all connected in one way or another. That is why Stone Immortal is only taught to those who follow the way of the open palm. Our sense of harmony aids us in persuading the earth to serve as our ally. When you feel that you sufficiently understand the way of the open palm, return to me.
Sisaya Pawao, Tikotro Tuaso. Osinsu Kukupir Fuku. Yukutni Kunk Uno Sa Ilson. Nararo, Na Pirar Pirni.
It did not prove so weak when we clashed, Jian.
O no you Wakitsu saw Iroko Shusi. Uno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, Kunir Puk no son could na no one a napir. Ukir naro filsi sair witu ir utar noinik ufir ukapoki.
That was before I realized that Jian caused as much trouble as he solved. We had a falling out, and I went my own way.
Irkana, o nikasuri ir kwana no kasa iriruru.
I only fight when it is necessary, and only when other options have failed, Jian. It does not make my actions any less significant.
O no you Wakitsu saw Iroko Shusi. Yukutni Kunk Uno Sa Ilson Kudnoka Ukyorir. Tawi ir Kawana ir Sunir Ipoki. Tawa Ukirwir, no fantayana ukonani pinatawa. Onawa feros, kuna. Satakwana uno nap. Sir, ritsu tata sir. Ikirnik tine piru, wo iferek uk sun puno. Wo nikasurir kwana no kuni uk nawata ir, nik nipier. Wo sun puno no, yapapap nasia uir sa ir uth. Sa ir yagoak, kokonato sir ipanoniniku. Wo nakapir sari awaf, van sir surufus isinosaurus usuno. Wo towir ukawana ir usoana da hoki. Niato wo nonapadi irovir. Sata tawe ir wo nawa fu kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutuk. Ipanar nuku iwa ir nikasanarir iruru ninua sa ir kana. Niato nonapadi irovir kuni ugnawata ir. Unikasurir kwana no kuni ugnawata ir niknipier. Sisa ir between near don.
Hey, Baker Bay. How are you today?
Go away! I told you I want no part of this. Tell Eiling to leave me alone.
If you want to tell Eiling something, go tell her yourself. In the meantime, we have our orders. Nothing personal. It's a little personal with me. I like sticking your face in the gutter. Hold on a sec. We've got company. You're a little too interested in our business, friend. Looks like we gotta teach you to back off when Eiling's boys are working.
White Demon!